morning, everybody. You are live. No, you're not live. Why do I keep saying that? Anyway, here's the show. We have big news going on. Today's going to be a perspective about BlackRock that maybe you guys haven't thought of, or maybe other shows haven't covered. I don't know. I don't watch too many other shows, and but BlackRock's a big one for me. I just got done doing something on it just the other day, and it was kind of odd that it popped up as being big news today. First of all, let's talk about who they are. I don't want to get too deep into this because I am on YouTube, but these people are not good folks. These people, in my opinion, one man's opinion, my show, my opinion. They originally were what? Blackstone, correct? Back in the late 80s, they created this. Just prior to, just after the stock market crash of 1987, they were created. I want to say like 88, 89, they created this company. They all came together. They are 2 or 3 of the founding members are used to work for an agency that is a 3-letter agency that resides somewhere in, Washington, D.C. You can... Anyway, I don't want to get too into that, but that's who created Blackstone originally. That's who they are. Period. Okay? So your mind can go from wherever you want to go on that. These people are now have been completely consumed by the DNC, which maybe in your eyes isn't that big of a deal. Maybe it is, but the bottom line is, hugely political organization. I call them an organization because they're not a company. They are an organization. They have massive political roots. They have, military industrial complex connections. They have all sorts of connections to things that, you should really deep dive and figure out for your own information. Okay. Why are they wanting to get into an ETF? Well, there's only 3 or 4 reasons for it, right? Okay, number 1, they want to control the price. Okay, that's probably number 1. Number 2, the best way, if you own all the coins of Bitcoin, let me backtrack. Number 2 is they want to own all the Bitcoin. Yeah, that's going to be tough to do. But here's the thing, like I talked about in many videos in the past, what'll happen is, and number 3, they want to start an exchange. Okay, so let's just go through all three of the first. If they start an exchange, okay, and you from your private wallet, you send them your Bitcoin and they send you dollars because you want to buy a Ferrari, okay, they now have real Bitcoin. They can now send you a derivative of a synthetic coin. I don't want to get too deep into the woods here because I'm going to try and keep this video short. But that's exactly what they're able to do. Think about it, guys. They're going to be able to send you a token, may or may not be the actual Bitcoin. Why would they give you the real one? So when everybody's coming into their exchange, they're obtaining more and more Bitcoin. This ETF, okay, is going to be controlled. They want to control the price of Bitcoin. Why? Bitcoin is a threat to their economic system. We know that. Please, people, please understand where this is going. This is big picture. I'm only beating around the bush. If you really need to find out more information, I have obviously have another channel, and you guys can look that up. Links down below. I can get more into details who the families are and why they do all this stuff. They really don't like it on YouTube. It's just amazing what will happen to your views and whatnot when you start bringing some of those names up and those people. So, when they control with ETFs, let's talk about the silver market again. They've controlled the silver and gold market forever with ETFs. The difference between Bitcoin and silver and gold is they can't do it. They've owned the Bitcoin. They've owned all the rates and all the London bullion market, okay, forever on gold and silver because it's old and it's stinky and they've controlled it in all their vaults forever, okay? hundreds of years now. They can't do that with Bitcoin because Bitcoin's on its own blockchain. They can't lie about how many were sold and how many can be bought and how many are going to be moved around. That's why they've been putting off, Gensler and his buddies, okay, the SEC have been putting off an ETF in the United States forever. Because when you do a real ETF, you're going to have to trade a dollar for a coin, a true dollar for a coin. They can't manipulate the market. I'm going to say they can't. They will probably, because they're going to be able to create an ETF that they're going to find a way to synthetically trade it. I'm not smart enough to design that. I'm sure they've had people that are and have done that. However, if we get a true ETF, if we get a true dollar for coin, Satoshi for pennies, okay, if we get that and they allow that, it will skyrocket. This is something they're afraid of. So they either, A, like I said, control the price, own them all, because they can't stop it, or my favorite one is create an exchange so that they can manipulate all the coins. Pretty simple stuff, right? Why? They fear it. Of course they fear it. You don't come after something. You don't attack something. You don't tell people for 10 years that you can't have an ETF. They even told Vanguard they couldn't have an ETF. They've told everybody they can't have an ETF. And now Buddy Gensler comes along and he's going to grant BlackRock an ETF. Why? Because they have $10 trillion under their roof. They have enough money to own all the Bitcoin. They have enough money to create a massive liquidity pool for the entire synthetic coin. Again, my opinion. Can't prove it, but, you know, makes sense to me. I've followed markets for a long time. They fear this coin. They fear this coin like they fear silver and gold. That's why they want to control those two markets. Ask yourself why they fear them. Because they're playing with a Federal Reserve, which is a corrupt global banking system that enables them to control the world with the power of their central banking systems. Bitcoin does not allow them to do that. They cannot just simply print armies. They can't just print luxury for themselves and the upper class. Can't do that with Bitcoin. This is why I've been telling everybody who would listen to my show for 2 years now that there are two coins you must own. My opinion, not financial advice. In my opinion, the money mover around the world is XRP. The money around the world is Bitcoin. Pretty simple, guys. That's easy math, right? Do you want to own a bunch of money? Or do you want to own a bunch of the avenues in which they sell and trade all the money on? I would think those two things might be important for you and your children's future. So, anyone that hates on Bitcoin, look at the news today and just tell me that it's not significant. And I know there's all kinds of theories out there about they're going to make this big market out of it and they're going to rug pull us all. I get it. Maybe you're right. You know, put down below why you think I'm wrong and why you're right. I'd love to read it. I read them all. Now, in this fear comes truth in money. Truth in money is something they've never wanted. Think about who they've eliminated, as we've talked about in the past, presidents. Think about the people that have fallen every time they've tried to base money on gold or base money on silver. Let's see who did that. There was a man by the name of Kennedy who did that, who did the silver certificate, and he created silver money, right, based on silver. They didn't like that. He didn't last long after that. Well, what's happening now? Look at his nephew, right? Look at who he's talking to. You and I. He's running for president. This man is telling you what happened to his father and his uncle live on TV. Who would have thought these days would ever be before us? They are here now. Everything I've told you on my channel is coming clear now. There are families at the top, and they're at each other's necks. You see where this channel's been going? You see what I'm talking about? Now you understand why I keep telling you these families are at play, and they have difference of opinion. One country believes that Italians should have this authentic Italian culture. This should be an American culture. This should be a Mexican culture. You should be free to be happy with your own people and your own culture. This other one believes in a global system. They are basically the WEF. They don't want that. So, what are they doing? They're afraid of Bitcoin. It's pretty simple, guys. It's pretty obvious. They don't want it. It represents the end, potentially, of their fake controlled money. They've controlled gold and silver. I'm going to repeat myself. How many times have we been told this and seen silver just, why isn't it going up? Everything in the world's gone up since 1980. Why is silver half the price it was in 1980? How is that even humanly possible? It's not. It's manipulation and corruption. So now, these people, and let's think about who these people are, right? Who are the BlackRock people? All of them work for three-letter agencies. Look them up. You can even find that on Google, I think. Almost all of the top 8 or 10, I think they're up to 10 now. No, they probably have a full board, 12. I believe 8 of them were all working for Obama's administration. I'm not saying Obama's administration was good nor bad. I'm just saying that's just a little bit incestual, really. And doesn't it bother you that they control all the pensions of America and almost all the pensions of Japan are under one roof? That's a little bit frightening, guys. Why? And all the pensions of Google and IBM. I mean, when you start looking at how powerful they are and how money manipulated they are through the system that they've built around themselves and patted each other on the back to create, what comes along and puts a thorn in their back end? Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. These cryptos are not on their hit list. Well, they are on their hit list, but they're not on their favorites list. Think about it, right? Anyway, I want to tell everybody out there who's listening to this, these are great times, people. Wonderful things are happening for you and I. This is a global war at the top. And the team that looks the most ridiculous right now is losing. They're making bigger and bigger mistakes. Let's think about Gary Gensler. His whole staff doesn't even like what he says. They don't even meet with him. He doesn't meet with his own people. He's simply pushing agendas for himself the way he wants to do it. He's going to ramrod this BlackRock group right into an ETF. And then the corruption of it all. The corruption of this whole mess. I've got to get into this because it's so important. Let's look at this. Think about this one thing that just happened a few months ago. He has connections directly to FTX, right? FTX turns out to be a really bad deal, right? Who was trying to get Who was trying to get Binance, CZ, to buy FTX? Sam Bankman-Fried. They were texting each other in communication. Please, CZ, bail me out. Help me out. Come on, buddy. Let's do this thing. Who ran Sam Bankman-Fried? The SEC is pretty clear. I mean, it's pretty clear to me. Okay, we can talk more on my other channel about that. It's pretty clear to me who was running that whole scam, laundering money, supporting the DNC. I'm just saying. It's come out. I mean, that's a fact. That's not a tinfoil hat. He was number 2 contributor to the president. Gary Gensler was the campaign manager of Hillary Clinton. Biden worked for Obama as a second right-hand man. Why does the SEC want CZ to join up with FTX? Because they wanted to bring FTX down too. Think about it, guys. They were trying to get Sam to get his buddy CZ involved and get over leveraged by obtaining all of these worthless coins and infiltrate his system so that they could crush the both of them together, so that they could eliminate all these markets that they're going after right now, so they could set up their own system. It's happening right now. All of a sudden, Coinbase looks pretty dirty to me. Doesn't look so good to me. You can say what you want about CZ and you can say what you want about Binance, but look at the writing on the wall. I know who BlackRock is, do you? And they're all of a sudden getting a better free pass. It's going to be interesting days, people. It's going to be fun times. All right. That's enough of that. I have a link below to my Patreon if you guys are interested in deeper stuff. I also have 2 shows that I want you guys to understand that I listen to every time they put out content. These are shows that I've been on. I haven't been on. There's one called Conscious Contact, okay? And my man puts out material that is so important to the future of your stability. Because all this kind of negative news that you and I hear every single day, it beats on you. And you need to know how incredible you are on a spiritual, vibrational way. How God is within all of us. And He will help explain that to you in beautiful visuals. And he is a huge, huge fan of XRP. And I don't know if he has any Bitcoin or not, but I know he has other coins. And Rashim is my brother out there, and he and I had a massive connection by the pool in Vegas. We will be brothers for life. I love his material. His channel is very, very new. Please give him a like. The link will be down below. Also, I'm terrible at putting links down below, but I promise these 2 will be on. If you don't resonate with going to my Patreon channel, that's fine. It's very inexpensive. That's why we made it that way. But I'd love to see you over there for other content. My wife and my son and I have a full channel going on over there, and it's going to be amazing. It's good stuff. But there's another channel that I did I'm sorry, guys, all the advertisements here at the end, but I'm telling you, these 2 channels are really important to your life. Beyond the Brink, okay? These 2 gals, Melissa and Christy, they both resonate with the way I see the world. They're interested in the way that crypto is unfolding, how it's changing our governments, our geopolitical world, and how it's going to change the finance of you and I's future. And that's a beautiful thing. They have a long format. It's kind of lengthy. It's like an hour-long show at least. But I'm planning on doing a multi-series with them. We've just begun. We've just kind of done our introductions. Those links to the 2 shows that we've done so far will be down below. They're both amazing gals. I've known them for about a year, 2 years now. And we've just finally put our heads together, and we're going to put some content together. It's been fun working with them. They're both very bright, and they understand where we're going, where we've been, and they have different perspectives than I do in a lot of different ways, and that's what makes a great show, right? Which is a wonderful thing. This has been too long already, so with all of that, I am out. So these fools think that we're gonna just watch them corrupt our politics, our government, our money, control our lives digitally with their surveillance. And they think we're just going to stand around and hokey doke. No problem. No, that's not what's happening here. This is big, my friends. Our future is very bright.